The Vikings were renowned as some of the most formidable warriors in history, using their exceptional combat skills to expand Norse influence from the 8th to the 11th centuries. Their courage on the battlefield was fueled by a singular ambition to gain entry into Valhalla, the revered afterlife hall of Odin. The privilege of spending eternity in Valhalla was reserved for only the most worthy Vikings, and the enigmatic women known as Valkyries were entrusted with the task of making this selection. The Valkyries, as depicted in the prose and poetic Eddas, were powerful and captivating women adorned in battle attire and armed with formidable weapons. Their mystical abilities and foresight allowed them to influence the outcomes of wars. Often seen flying on horses over battlefields, some Valkyries were even said to possess wings, like the goddess Freya, who may have been the first Valkyrie. Beyond their beauty, the Valkyries were as deadly as they were divine, blessed with superhuman strength and speed. In certain accounts, they could transform into different bird forms. While most Valkyries remained anonymous, a few were given names such as Skogul, Sigrun, and Hlok, denoting war-related attributes like Shaker, Victory Rune, and Clashing Battle. The term Valkyrie translates to chooser of the slain, accurately reflecting their role. Only half of the Norse warriors who died in combat were chosen by the Valkyries to enter Valhalla. The remaining fallen warriors were guided to Folkvanger to reside with the goddess Freya in their afterlife. Within Valhalla, the departed heroes, known as Einherjar, would spend their days in perpetual combat and their nights feasting, preparing to defend Asgard in the prophesied final battle. Despite their pivotal role in battle, the Valkyries' status in Valhalla was that of servants, serving the mead that the Einherjar drank to heal from their training, the same hands that plucked them from Midgard. The Valkyries' significance extended beyond individual warrior selection, as they were occasionally believed to influence entire battles. The Hakonarmal, an ancient Norse poem, recounts how Valkyries named Skogul and Gondul impacted the Battle of Fitjar in Norway in 961 CE. Facing an army led by his nephews vying for his throne, King Hakon the Good demonstrated extraordinary prowess, described by the poet as effortlessly cutting through his foe's armor as if it were cutting through water. The group attempting to seize power was defeated, but King Hakon suffered severe injuries during the conflict. As the Valkyries appeared to escort him to the afterlife, he questioned Skogul and Gondul about why they chose him when he had fought valiantly and defeated his nephews. They replied that it was their presence in battle that enabled him to hold the field and make his enemies flee, highlighting their role in shaping the outcomes of wars. In their ability to predict and influence the fate of battles, the Valkyries shared similarities with the Norns, the deities of destiny previously discussed in our episode on the Greek fates. A poem from Njal Saga, dating back to the 13th century, vividly illustrated this resemblance when Dorrit encountered a group of Valkyries weaving the fate of an upcoming battle. The Valkyries were depicted weaving a war-winning woof on a gruesome loom adorned with human heads and swords, using human entrails as thread. Over time, the Valkyries assimilated traits of the German Swan Maiden. Similar to the Selkies of Celtic folklore, Swan Maidens had the ability to shift between their animal and human forms. Their vulnerability lay in the risk of having their swan suits stolen by men, leaving them trapped in human form. Even the renowned Valkyrie, Brynhildr, suffered from such an avian theft. Brynhildr, a human woman chosen by Odin to be a Valkyrie, was deceived and forced into a vow of loyalty to a prince named Agnar after he stole her feathered suit. This led to a chain of tragic events, culminating in her death. The origins of the Valkyries remain mysterious, with various hypotheses proposed by scholars. Some believe they may have emerged from the reality of Norse shield maidens who fought alongside male Vikings in battles, while others suggest they were inspired by priestesses overseeing sacrificial rituals dedicated to Odin. The true origin of the Valkyries may never be fully known, but their influence on popular culture is undeniable, appearing in various media such as comics, anime, television, and video games. These legendary figures continue to captivate audiences, and their depiction as strong and influential women in modern media reflects the respect for women in Norse culture. Despite the perception of the Vikings as physically dominant, women in Scandinavian society enjoyed certain rights, such as property ownership, divorce, and a voice in marriage choices. The enduring presence of the Valkyries serves as a reminder of the importance and influence of fierce female figures in mythology and the respect they commanded in ancient societies.